Sorry about that. You know how it is sometimes when you fight in the DMV traffic, and actually it's starting to rain a little bit, and I think that I ran into a dead spot, but I'm very excited. I actually called up my homeboy Clarence. Uh, training camp is here. This is the time that we really love as Cowboy fans because we're always covered more than anybody. What's going on, Dallas Cowboys talk? Um, a couple of things that I'm really excited for. As you guys see the thumbnail, Randy Gregory being fully reinstated yesterday. I'm really excited to see what he can do. I'm hoping that he's in the top shape. I've heard that he's been working out and stuff like that. So we're really going to see. Um, but the crazy thing about Randy Gregory is that we don't really know where he's going to start off because he's technically kind of like a sophomore, rookie, or whatever it is because he's never really been on the field. So, um, very curious to see what he turns up to be. I just got a question. Do you think Gallup will be a starter? Jordan, it just depends on where they play him, man. If they play him at the spot that actually a lot of these guys are interchangeable. I do think that Gallup will eventually be a starter. I think that it's going to start out with Hearns, Terrence Williams, because Terrence Williams, no matter how much we hate Terrence Williams and Dak somewhat have a rapport. So I think that he has every opportunity. He'll have every opportunity to be in the starting lineup. It just depends on what kind of camp he has. Let's see. Yeah, getting a lot of what's ups. What's up, everybody? What's up, Nate? What's up, Karen? What's up, Jordan? What's up, Sam, man? My man calls me Johnny Gill. A lot of people call me that, man. It's actually pretty funny. Um, See, I don't care what preseason is going to be soon. It's Cowboys game. That's new. I can't wait for any type of action from the Cowboys. Absolutely. That's where I'm at as well. Um, and as you can kind of see, I mean, yeah, I took a break, but I'm back, and camp's about to start. I saw that Foot's pretty much on Dallas Cowboy on Cowboys TV. Put out his video because I know he was pretty much in the same kind of predicament I was as far as what I'm saying. What I'm saying, like, not much happened in the off season, which is a great thing for us. Yes, F. Oh, my bad, I forgot. First and foremost, I want to say F you too. I do this for the fans. I do this for people like me who love Cowboys news and love Cowboys conversation and Cowboys everything because we are the number one fan base in the world. No matter what anybody wants to say, the Cowboys generate the most money. They generate the most news. They generate the most views. So we're number one in that category. Now, what I would like to do is to become number one in winning, like we had been um, 20 some odd years ago. Hopefully, we can get back to those ways. And I do believe that we have some of the weapons to get back there. What's up, Joe Lucas? Down in what do you say, Orange, Texas? Yeah, I'm in the DMV, man. That's where I'm at. I'm in Virginia actually. I work out in the Fairfax area, so um, I stay in Alexandria. I'm from Arlington, Virginia, uh, and I've been a Cowboys fan my whole life. If you're new to the channel, um, Emmitt Smith pretty much led me to the Cowboys when I started playing football. That was the person I saw on TV, and I wanted to emulate and be just like him. Wanted to be a running back, and that's pretty much what I was until I found out I wasn't good enough at the collegiate level to take it to the pros. But um, it is what it is. So I created the DMV, Dallas Cowboys, to pretty much talk Cowboys with people because I'm a diehard Cowboys fan, and my boy Clarence, we talk Cowboys every day, and I figure there are fans just like us out there that love to talk Cowboys football. And Clarence pretty much told me that I should go to YouTube route. I started out with podcasts at first, but he told me I should go to YouTube route for years, and then I met Mark Holmes and went to Mark's house to watch the Philadelphia and Atlanta playoff game, and it was there that I realized that I wanted to start my YouTube channel, get it back up and running because I did have a couple videos that I did early on that were draft videos, but I never really. I kind of like the podcast scene a little bit better. I'm not one of the type of people that really likes my face on camera like that. Um, I just kind of like being a normal guy. Like I see how Mark can walk around, and it's just like, oh, you're Mark Holmes. Like I really don't want that, but I do like the conversation to stop and talk with Cowboys fans. And if any of you guys I get to meet at the draft, you guys know that I'm pretty much just a normal guy that just loves to talk football. But um, I want to take questions as I'm riding home right now. What are you guys looking forward to seeing from camp? Thank you, Nate. I'm glad I'm back too, and I can't wait, man. I can't wait. Let's see which receivers, which receivers do you think will make the team? I also listen to Law Nation and Big Game James podcast. Uh, Receivers that I think will make the roster. I did think that Cole Beasley was going to get cut at first, but then they made the move with Dez, and I think that Beasley is safe. I think that Terrence Williams is safe because no matter how much everybody hates him, it just doesn't make sense to cut him right now. Next year it makes sense. It doesn't make sense right now. I think the Gallup is going to be on the team. Um, Noah Brown is up in the air right now. I think that my boy Cedric Wilson is going to make the team. That's my dark horse. I think that Cedric Wilson is going to be a huge player for us. They're going to wonder where this guy came from. And you're going to know that he came from Boise State, but you heard it here first. Um, who else is there? There's a couple of other guys. Obviously, Tavon Austin. But is he really going to be a receiver, running back? Nobody really knows, but I'll count him as a receiver for now. Um, and it just depends on if they're going to have six guys or not. But those are the guys that I named that I think that will be on the roster, and I think that it's a hell of a lineup. If they keep six, I think that Noah will be the sixth guy. But we'll see, man. One-on-ones, I definitely love when the Cowboys, when they have the training camp live. Like Brian Broaddus brings it. Brian Broaddus brings it when it comes to the training camp live. And I can't. Lenore, man, I'm just not sold on him. I got to see more, man. I got to see more. Um, I know that people they were really high on him, and I know that McClay is really high on him, but I got to see a little bit more from him. Let's see. What do you really think about X Woods, man? I love X Woods, man. Um, I love the versatility out of him. Is what I love about his game, and I want to see if he can take it up to the next level. Because see, last year was a filling out process, right? Now you kind of got an idea of the game speed that you're going to be dealing with. Um, Now the game starts to slow down. And when the game starts to slow down, now all of a sudden, instead of, being passive and letting things come to you, you can kind of react at a much faster speed. So X Woods, I'm very excited to see him this camp. Which DN is the odd man out? Seemed like a log jam at that position. I don't know. That's a very good question. But I think that David Irving being in trouble for those 4 games probably solidified a position for somebody that wasn't going to be here. I know that Coney Ely signed a 1-year deal that wasn't worth very much. So there's a possibility that if Randy Gregory turns out to be the Randy Gregory that we thought he was supposed to be, Coney Ely might be the guy left out possibly. Um, let's see. Do I like Justin March Lillard? I tried looking up film on him, and there really ain't much. So I guess what I really have to do is kind of see what pops up when they have in camp. I'm really he's a pretty big guy, so I want to see what he does in 9-on-7 drills, and if he actually can actually what I'm saying, bring the wood a little bit. Because that's one thing that we definitely need from our special team backup type linebackers. We need those guys to kind of set the tone when it comes to laying the wood. So I'm curious to see what he does at camp. But I did look him up, and I wasn't able to find very much on him when I tried to look him up. So, I mean, fellow YouTubers, somebody please put up, maybe if you found the link or you found some tape, email me at dmvdallascowboys Says, give me my 5 to 6 DBs. Obviously, you got Byron Jones. Uh, you got Cheeto. You're gonna have Jordan Lewis. Um, Anthony Brown is up in the air. He's definitely up in the air. But we'll see. Because you never know, man. Because if he becomes the Anthony Brown of his rookie year, then all of a sudden we have some trouble because the Anthony Brown of his rookie year could play on the inside as well. So I I know that a lot of people like Cheeto moving inside. I mean, moving inside because he can do that and move around. But we'll see. I think Anthony Brown's going to have something to say about that. I think that Heath is going to probably be our starter right now, unless they make a trade or something like that. Um, and I'm trying to think of who the safety's name. I can't think of his name. I was just talking about him the other day. It's not X Woods. Somebody help me out right now. He's the big thumper. I can't think of his name. I don't know why I can't think of his name. Kayvon Frazier. There we go. Kayvon Frazier is going to have a lot to say during camp, and he's going to set the tone. So we're going to see, man. I don't know. They really love Heath for some odd reason, but I know that a lot of us fans really want to see X Woods and Kayvon Frazier together. Cam Kelly. Cam Kelly has a lot of range. I want to see what he does with big, not big, at this level. I want to see how, because he was kind of a big fish in a small pond. Cam Kelly was. I think that he could be a hell of a cover 3 corner if that's where they decide to keep. I haven't been. I'm not sure if they. I don't think they're going to move him to safety. I've heard that they're going to keep him at corner, but we'll see. But Cam Kelly can be a hell of a cover 3 corner, and I thought that when I watched his tape. He has like, for somebody like, if you understand the DB position and you know what it's like to when you're in cover 3 and you have your butt to the sideline and you're able to use the sideline as a defender and squeeze the receiver out, and make plays like that. Cam Kelly has those abilities, and he has the size that Chris Richard likes. So Cam Kelly, we'll definitely see. I don't know if Cam Kelly has the ability to play on the inside though. So that's what we'll see when camp comes up. What's up, VA Finest? Let's say Duke Thomas is good too. Rico Gathers. See, what else we got, guys? What else we got? Yeah, VA Finance is my dude, man. VA Finance has been with me since day one. Has nothing but positive things to say. Um, yeah, so what else are you guys excited to see? Who do you guys think is going to be a dark horse to actually make the 53 that nobody is even thinking about? Who we got? 'Cause I already told you guys my dark horse. I think Cedric Wilson's going to be on the 53. That's my guy right there. Who's going to start at tight end? Joe, I did a video a while ago. You can go check it out. My leader, the guy that I think is going to start, is Jeff Swain. I know that a lot of guys are talking about Blake Jarwin. Um, I know that Rico has something that none of these guys really has as far as his athletic ability. And if he can pick up the IQ and if he can pick up the blocking, he's just a walking mismatch out there. But I think that Jeff Swain has enough of all of the qualities that we need to be our day one starter and probably take the most reps. So I'm going with Jeff Swain. Dalton Schultz, though, I think Dalton Schultz is going to be our number 2. I know that he can block. I know that for certain. My only question when it comes to Dalton Schultz is how good of a route runner is he? And how good is he with his hand? Because when I watched this tape at Stanford, they ran him on a lot of kind of vertical type routes to kind of clear out guys. So it was almost like when James Hanna was used at Oklahoma. James Hanna really wasn't a pass catcher at Oklahoma. He was really fast. And he was very athletic. So I could see Schultz replacing him. Let's see. How about Bo Scarborough? You know what? I'm not that huge on Bo. But you know what? I've been wrong before. I wasn't huge on Fournette either. Fournette ran with a little bit more body lean than Bo did, though. But Bo has the size. I just don't know if Bo is going to bring that pad level that we need out of a backup running back position. For me, I kind of think obviously it's going to be between Bo and Jackson for the backup role, and we'll see, man. I mean, if Bo can bring it, we'll see. He's kind of more of a finesse back to me, though. When I look at Bo running, I think he's kind of a bigger. Like his stature looks like Brandon Jacobs. He's not as tall as Brandon Jacobs, obviously, but he wasn't bringing. He's not falling forward like Brandon Jacobs was. And I think that a lot of people, when they look at his measurables and look at him in his uniform, that's what they're thinking. But that's not the type of runner that Bo is. So, but you never know. Coach Brown might bring the most out of him at that position because we definitely saw some improvements out of some of the guys. I thought that Alfred did a really good job when he was in there last year. So we'll see. Oh yeah, what's going to happen with Rod Smith? Rod Smith, man, that's the one thing that I love about bringing in Bo because it lights a fire up under Rod Smith's ass. And I've been saying that for the longest time for people who've been following me. I just didn't think that. I think that Rod Smith, he ended on a good note, but in order to become a great team, you constantly have to keep your backups on their toes because you can upgrade at any point. And I didn't think that Rod Smith was one of those guys that should have been comfortable at his job. So bringing in a Bo, bringing in a Jackson, um, puts a fire up under Rod Smith to where he has to bring it every day. And I'm excited about that because if he can take his game to another level from where it was, I think that we could have a solid 1-2 punch at the running back position. And it's because of Rod Smith and how he's progressed that I don't think that Bo is going to make the 53. And I think that Bo is going to be a practice squad player if somebody else doesn't pick him up. That's just my gut feeling, but you never know, man. Camp happens and injuries happen and people don't perform and things happen because guy I just talked about, Alfred Morris, something similar happened in Washington where a lot of guys got hurt. They had high hopes for certain people, and Alfred Morris just, he was left with the job because nobody else was there, and he never gave it back when he was in Washington until they, decided to release him. So now obviously we know who our bell cow is. We know it's Zeke Elliott, but you never know, man. Zeke. I don't see Zeke taking too many of those reps when it comes to camp. To keep him fresh, and guys like Rod Smith, Bo, and Jackson will have an opportunity to show what they got, and they'll have an opportunity to do it with the first team. So I'm pretty excited about that as well. How do I feel about the O-line depth? I love it. I love it. I love everything that we've done with the O-line this off season. Bringing in Fleming. Um, who else did we brought in the guy from the Browns. I can't remember. He's a guard, but he's kind of like a flex guard that can play center. And then we drafted Connor Williams. Like Connor Williams, if you guys have been following from the beginning, he was one of the first guys that I did draft analysis on. He was he was slated to be a top 20 pick at the time. And I didn't think that we'd have a shot at him, let alone getting him at number 50. Connor Williams, to me, that's almost as valuable as when we got Zach Martin when we did. Connor Williams has the ability to move to the second level. Connor Williams, remember that screen game that we had a couple of years ago with Zeke Elliott and guys? That's going to be back. Do you guys remember when we were able to pull a guard and toss left? That's going to be back because Connor Williams can move. But it's all dependent on how healthy Tyron Smith is. But that's why signing Fleming was important because now we have flex tackle that can come in and give us some quality reps in case Tyron can't go 1 or 2 games because of his back. So, but we'll see. I mean, I know that the back is one of the things that I just don't mess with. I've had a bad back since I was 17 years old, and I can tell you those bad days are really bad. So I can't imagine what it's like being a football player having to go through a car wreck damn near every week and having to deal with that type of a back injury. So, but signing Fleming was huge there. Let's see. Would you start Jalen Smith at linebacker or LVE? Hmm. That's tough. For me, I've heard that Jalen Smith is getting most of the reps right now. I heard that he's moving around. I've actually seen him moving around pretty good. So if Jalen Smith can actually move and that drop foot is much better than what he's left off last year. Remember, Jalen Smith was a top 5 prospect in that draft before they found out or before that injury. Jalen Smith was a much higher touted player than LVE was. So if we're talking about healthy, both of these guys, I got to go with Jalen Smith. And then we just kind of work LVE in on passing situations because I do know that he's really good at dropping back in pass situations. He's very athletic, very rangy. So bringing in LVE slowly to learn behind Sean Lee and him is a great problem to have. And I'm excited about that as well. I mean, you're going to hear that from me a lot. I'm excited because this is the year, this is one of those years that people don't think that we're going to do anything as far as those experts, those analysts, those guys that, talk about this every day, the pencil pushers. And sometimes even the football players that have become analysts that just feed into the narrative of what's going to get ratings, which is pretty much dumping on the Cowboys. But I believe that this year, my gut tells me we're going to be 10-6, 11-5. We're going to make the playoffs, and I'm going to say we make the NFC Championship game. And when you get to the NFC Championship game, anything can happen. But you heard it here first. That's what I think. We have the running ability. I believe in Dak Prescott, and I believe that we've made enough adjustments in the defense this year to put us in that position. Now, if you add an Earl Thomas like Mark Holmes has been pretty much harping on for the last, I don't know, since Earl Thomas went to the locker room. If you add an Earl Thomas, we're definitely a Super Bowl contender. So that's that's how I feel. So that's why I'm so excited about the Cowboys heading into camp because I just see great things for this team. Do I think Chris Richard will be the next head coach? Well, if this team is as good as I think it's going to be, which I think for a deep playoff run, I think that somebody else is going to try and offer him a head coaching job. Now, the reason I believe we're going to have a deep playoff run is because with Jason Garrett, we haven't been that lucky. Each time it seems that he's on the hot seat, he finds a way out of it, and we have a good year. And I think that that's what's going to happen here. I think that this team is talented enough to where they can win games. And just think about not having Zeke Elliott last year for 6 games and what that did to this team because Zeke heading out, the team had just found his stride, and we were looking pretty damn good. So being able to run the ball at 4 or 5 yards a pop and Zeke getting his legs under him and not having to worry about a suspension looming, that's huge. And that's actually going to make Dak a better player as well. But yeah, man, I'm running up on the 25-minute mark. I just want to kind of thank you guys. I want to thank you guys for tuning in with me on this ride home. Make sure you like, subscribe, and tell your friends about me. I can't wait until camp starts. We got the press conference tomorrow. You know what that is, guys. That's Jerry Jones's Super Bowl right there. That opening press conference for camp. Well, all right, guys. Make sure you guys tune in, like, subscribe, like I said, and hit that bell so that you get any content that I put out. All right, guys. Peace out.